Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is my detailed overview of the Ford Racing Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit available for your 2005 to 2014 Mustang V6 and GT. You should be checking out the Ford Racing Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit if you're looking to replace or upgrade the factory dampers in your S197 with a non-adjustable set from a trusted name like Ford Racing, and a set that's designed to work specifically with the lower ride height and the firmer spring rate of an aftermarket lowering spring, more specifically the Ford Racing P or K springs. These are definitely going to appeal to the owners out there who have a set it and forget it mentality. Basically, they want to take what Ford Racing gives them right out of the box, as opposed to the other people who like to play with the desired settings or adjustable settings like you would with an adjustable shock and strut. So what is Ford Racing giving you then essentially with their Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit? Well, according to our customer review section, they're giving you a damper that's going to perform far better than your factory dampers when paired with an aftermarket spring of your choice, and a set that's going to ride only slightly firmer than stock. And along with those aftermarket lowering springs, this package from Ford Racing is going to improve several different areas of your car's performance. It's going to reduce squatting on hard launches, help reduce your brake dive or nosedive under hard braking, and most importantly, it's going to drastically reduce your body roll when cornering hard. Basically, as one reviewer put it, this is what it should have come on the car from the factory. Now, what I do like about these kits from Ford Racing is that they're essentially taking all of the guesswork out of it and giving you the recipe for a better handling, better performing car using their recommendations. For instance, again, for the GT owners out there, they're going to recommend using the P or K lowering springs along with the Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit, along with their Ford Racing sway bar kit. As for V6 owners, Ford Racing does recommend use of their N or C spring along with that same aftermarket sway bar kit from Ford Racing I just mentioned. Now, does this mean these are the only springs you can use with this particular set of dampers? Absolutely not. However, it does make sense that Ford Racing wants to recommend use of their own products along with the Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit. However, a lot of our customers have pointed out that they've used this same shock and strut kit with different aftermarket lowering springs and have still achieved great results. Something really cool to point out here, guys, is that this suspension kit from Ford Racing has actually been designed, tested, and even tuned by the same manufacturer that produces all the suspension goodies for the FR500C. Now, this is Ford Racing's purpose-built road race platform, so obviously you know the construction, the design, the fitment is all going to be top-notch along with the performance. On the topic of fitment, there are a couple things to point out. Now, for the early S197s, I'm talking 05 to 10 cars, the Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit will bolt right onto your ride without any modification or without the need for any additional parts. However, all 2011 through 2014 V6 and GT Mustangs, you're going to need the optional Ford Racing GT500 upper strut mounts. You can pick those up here at AM for an additional $100, but again, you will need those to bolt this kit up to your 11 to 14 Mustang. When it does come time for the install, just make sure you have everything you need before getting started. Of course, that means springs, those upper strut mounts if you need them, a caster camber plate or camber bolts, while not required, would not be a bad idea, and last but not least, a spring compressor. Now, doing the springs, the struts, and all that good stuff on your S197 really isn't all that difficult, it's just a little time consuming. You're definitely going to need a solid set of tools along with that spring compressor I mentioned a little earlier. If you've never done this before, just leave yourself a full day in the garage. Although if you have tackled something like this, I'd say a half day is really all you're looking at here. I'm going to give this one a very, very soft 2 out of 3 on my overall difficulty meter. Of course, a lift would make the job a whole lot easier, but you can definitely tackle this one on jack and jack stands if need be. And finally, guys, when you tackle this much of your car suspension, especially if you lower it a good amount, you're going to want to take your car to the local alignment shop just to make sure everything's within spec. As for my final thoughts on the Ford Racing Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit, guys, well, here you go. If you're okay with having a non-adjustable set, the Ford Racing Kit is going to offer solid performance right out of the box, along with a pretty decent ride quality for around the $600 price point. However, if you're dead set on having the ability to adjust the firmness of your ride, you might want to spend a couple $100 extra and get the Ford Racing adjustable options. Either way, that's going to wrap up my overview of the Ford Racing Dynamic Shock and Strut Kit, which you can find right here at AmericanMuscle.com.